Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to our institution of Global Professional Free Webinar. Thank you all for joining and stay with us till the end. My lovely audience, today I am your host for the evening. My name is Yarni Sakhtar and I am from Bangladesh. Dear audience, I am proud to be associated with IGP as a global member. I feel honored and privileged to host this webinar. It's my delight to welcome you all to our institution of Global Professional Free Webinars. Thank you all for joining us today in this marvelous evening, and it's my humble request and pleasure to all of you stay with us till the end. And don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friends. Institution of Global Professionals serves student and community resource, providing holistic social work and education free for create a competent generation. IGP is a leading on online skill development institute with millions of learners worldwide. Institution of Global Professional is an educational institution provides social work with globally recognized. We organized our webinar training offline online courses. It's web-based and train speaker and coaches from all the world. Our mission is to empower people. We have already completed 1,013 webinars successfully. Let me remind you again, don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friends in our comment box. Let's take a moment to introduce our guest speaker. Today, our speaker is Ismat Mustafa Khan. She's from Pakistan. She is a teaching lower CS and CS level, OPF Girls College, gold medalist, master's level. Let's welcome our speaker. Hello, ma'am.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum,
Hello.
walaikum salam, ma'am. Uh,
Mm,
how are you, ma'am?
Alhamdulillah, fine. And good to
Uh,
be a part of IGP once again.
okay, ma'am. Ma'am, first give some description about yourself, then you can start your presentation.
Okay. My name you already have introduced is Ismat Mustafa Khan, and I've been teaching at the Overseas Pakistanis Foundation Institution for the last 20 years. And after my schooling, I did my graduation and then masters in geography. And Alhamdulillah, I earned a gold medal in geography at master's level. And now I've been serving my institution for the last 20 years as a teacher and as a coordinator serving different disciplines in my institution, and I always wish to give my best to my children, to my students, and to my country, and for the entire globe. I wish to spread knowledge, to impart knowledge, and obviously learning is never ending. So I always find IGP to be a very good platform for learning, not only for the viewers but also those who attend IGP as speakers. They also really learn a lot through this platform. So I've been always thankful to the IGP team for organizing such lectures in such a systematic way. Thank you so much. And today, inshallah, I shall be giving you the lecture and will be conducting webinar on educational research. This is not the first time I've been a part of IGP as a speaker. This is the third time I've been a part of IGP. And inshallah, I'm going to continue this in future as well. Inshallah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. I hope everyone will enjoy our session. So, ma'am, you can start your presentation.
Okay. The topic, as I already have mentioned, is about educational expansion through educational research. Now, for this, we first of all should know what actually is research, and then I'll come towards educational research. Research is actually from the word search. To search means to find out something, we all know, and we use the word re for doing something again. When we find out something again, when we search something again, obviously we are doing research. It means when we are looking into anything once again, it means we are investigating that thing. We want to go into the detailed information, into the detailed knowledge of that thing. So we say research as simply seeking something and seeking that thing in detail. So it is the factual and systematic and scientific study of all the facts which underlie any event or any phenomena or any topic. So, research, first of all, we must be very clear in knowing that what is research. So, research is when you seek something in length, in detail, to go into the details of that particular thing or that particular phenomena or process or event, then that is known as research. Obviously, the world is expanding, the knowledge is expanding, and there is knowledge explosion all over the globe. So the need of research, it has been increasing with the passage of time. Educational research is a research process that involves diverse methods of data collection and analysis to draw conclusions related to education, teaching, and learning. Since education does not only include teaching, it also includes learning and education, and there are very diverse and many different aspects that are involved in education. While you are imparting education, at the same time, you are learning education. When children are learning, obviously you are learning side by side when, with them, if you are an educator, if you are a teacher. And even if you are not a teacher, even then, if you are anything related to any person related to the process of education, you are going through the process of learning. So how do we collect data? What type of data is to be collected? And then how do we analyze that data? And on the basis of that analysis and collection of data, what conclusions do we have to draw? That all is included in educational research. So itself, educational research is a very vast term. We have to look into the educational research because there is quick change in the trend of education. Educational trends have been changing at a very faster rate. Maybe because of COVID, because of the post-COVID era, because of the during the pandemic era, the different problems that the educators and the educationists they had to face. Maybe because of that, the educational process has been seeing tremendous change, and on account of that tremendous change, the need of educational research, it becomes more and more dire with the passage of time. Okay. Now, if I would like here to give you the reference of the holy books, then I would first of all like to give the reference of the messenger of Allah, the last messenger of Allah, the holy prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who said, "Seek knowledge from cradle to grave." And as Muslims, and even those who are not Muslims, they must have heard the word Quran. The very first word of Quran, it was and it is Ikra, that was revealed. That is to read. So when you read something, obviously you are seeking something. So seeking knowledge is not only the first and foremost teaching of our religion, it is also the first and foremost teaching of many other religions. Even in Christianity, even within Christianity, within several other religions, including Zoroastrianism, including Hinduism, there is significant, you can say, weightage given to the seeking of knowledge. The message of seeking of knowledge has always been an integral part of not only Islam but of all the other religions of the world. Either you take Buddhism or you take Christianity or you take any other religion. Then, if you have ever heard about the teachings of Buddha, that how he started acquiring knowledge was that he, if you have ever heard or if you have ever read, he sat under a tree and he wanted to seek knowledge that why there had been inequality in the world. And in this way, seeking and doing research, it became an integral and basic part of not only Islam but of all other religions which are deep rooted, in fact. So, seek knowledge from cradle to grave is one clear message of what does research mean for a successful life. So, this is just a short summary of the history of research that began in pre ancient times, in fact. Okay. Now, the history of educational research, it actually dates back to almost 200-year journey in the true sense when education was recognized as a science in the middle of the 19th century. Now, after Renaissance that took place in the European countries after the Middle Ages, education started seeing development soon after the Industrial Revolution when different other innovations they took place in Europe. At the same time, there was educational explosion that also started taking place from the European countries. And when education it was recognized as a proper science, as a proper analytical aspect of education, it was recognized. It was only then when the proper journey of educational research in the written, in the true form, uh, in the recognized form, it started. And it has taken a refined shape over the last 50 years, especially after 1950s to 1960s, with the attainment of standardization in education set by UK and USA in particular. Now we all know that American history is not very deep rooted. America actually it was born after the birth of UK and after the people of Africa who had been taken as slaves by the Europeans to America. And after that, America started seeing massive development. And it was only after that development that standardization was achieved in education and very good standards they were being set by USA, which already had been set by UK. So USA followed UK, and today both the two countries, not only the two countries, many other Asian and even African countries, they have been doing excellent job in the field of educational research since it is a need of the hour. And why it is the need of the hour? This is what we are going to discuss later. And the history of the growth of educational research, it can be conveniently divided into four phases. I am not talking about the prehistoric times. I am talking about the times when educational research it was fully recognized in the properly refined shape. It was educational research before 1900 that I was talking about after the Middle Ages, after the Renaissance, and educational research from 1900 to 1920, the center of which remained the European countries. Education research from 1920 to 1945, and the educational research after 1945, in which the role of USA it has remained very vital. Now, this is a topic actually which I was already I wanted to discuss was that why do we need to do research? I was telling you that many countries and many educationists they are going for educational research to bring about improvement in education. Then why do we need it? We actually need it. Number one is that to adopt a systematic approach towards seeking knowledge. Now, when I am sitting, I am reading a book, obviously I am seeking knowledge. When a child is sitting in a classroom, obviously he or she is seeking knowledge. But a systematic approach is needed. And why? Because the things are becoming systematic more and more, and you become more civilized with more systematic approach. So we need to be more systematic in giving education, in taking education, in receiving education, and in giving the maximum output of education. We need to be systematic. Then, to attain efficiency and effectiveness in education, efficiency is what can be good within the education system, but what can a child or an individual can get out of the education system, how effective role can that very individual play in the society or in the economy is when he gets out of the system of education. then that is his effectiveness, his or her effectiveness. So, in order to attain efficiency and effectiveness in education, we need to do educational research in order to meet up the present day challenges to education, because the modern world is facing a number of challenges, not only because of COVID, but because of the globalization. There is always an element of internationalism. So, in order to stand side by side with the developed nations of the world, all the nations, all the countries, either they are developing countries or they are poor countries, they need to face the challenges, and for that obviously they need to do educational research to do improvement, to bring betterment in their education system. Then, to cope up with quick environmental changes impacting education, this is what I was telling, that COVID is one big environmental change. And other than COVID, there is environmental pollution, there is climatic change, and there is population explosion. All these changes, they have been impacting people, population, the earth, and all the changes that have been impacting the earth, they need to be covered up in education. And how do we need to make them a part of educational curricula is what we can do through educational, through better educational research. Then, to make education quite strong in order to achieve the internationally set standard developmental goals, which are called SDGs. So, for the SDGs, for achieving the SDGs, which have been set by United Nations, we need to make education a very strong area. The nations which have been showing progress over the last 20-25 years are the nations which have been giving importance to their system of education, and which have been continuously doing research in education. Whatever I have said can also be said like this: education today is child centered. All round development of the personality of the child is one of the important goals of education. Educational research is needed to solve various problems related to measurement, evaluation, and development of personality of the child. Now, this is a bit, I am becoming more specific here, that for considering only one child, one individual, as many of the individuals, they have to make one community, communities make societies, societies make the global citizens. So, in order to make the personality of any individual, any child is refined, we need to do educational research, since many aspects of the personality of the child, they have to be explored through educational research. The meaning we give to education today is more vast and complex, obviously difficult. It is a cluster of difficult traits, an aggregate of different processes which are based on specific techniques and action with individuals and groups that are recognized, planned, controlled, and evaluated. So, in order to solve the complexity of relationships and processes within the education system, we need to do educational research. Now, until and unless the personality of a child is perceived well, we cannot make that child good citizen or a good individual of the society. So different tools of measurement, different tools of evaluation, and different interpretations which can be based upon these measurements and evaluations, they all need educational research to be done. Okay, now coming towards the different relationships and benefits which we can do through research, through educational research, which are encompassed within the educational research. They include, first of all, decision making. Now, when we make decision regarding different issues of our life, obviously we need to be very particular in knowing about the facts related to that decision that we have to make. So, in the same way, while doing decision making in the process of education, from a smaller to a higher level, we need to do educational research. Research based findings can provide a base for wise and fair decisions. which can benefit within and beyond the boundaries of educational process and activity. Uh, for example, I'm just giving you one example. If the teacher has to take any decision in his or her class, then obviously she or he should know about the details of the issues which are to be resolved. For example, if there is a conflict between two, three different children and the matter it becomes very serious, then how can we take a decision until and unless we inquire the matter? And when we inquire the matter, obviously we are doing sort of research. In the same way, interpretation of results, making or drawing conclusions, they remain incomplete without you seek information in detail about any issue, about any phenomena, about any process. Obviously, the heads have to take many decisions, and what they need is that they should go into the details of the matter to do the fair and just decisions. Then come towards the knowledge explosion and research. Now, knowledge explosion, obviously, this is a very appropriate term that the credit of which goes to today's internationally used internet. This is the world of technology drive, and no one can deny the significance of technological development today. So, knowledge explosion is what is going beyond our control today, because the use of technology that once human beings introduced, that is going out of our control day by day. So research leads to advanced learning and a kind of knowledge explosion where the urge to seek more and more keeps on growing. So when you do research, in fact, when we are finding the details or when we are going into the details of anything, then obviously what we are doing is that the inquiry approach, it takes you to a level when you reach a certain position when you want to know more and more and more and more. And all this is can be done by means of research, not only in education, in many other fields also. You see that research is something, uh, there is a thirst of gaining knowledge when you are doing research, and you at a certain level you begin to enjoy learning that, gaining and seeking information and knowledge. Then, verification of data obviously is closely related to research. Research provides an excellent platform where collected data, whatever information you have collected, can be interpreted and verified. Obviously, you have to verify what you have collected, and future trends can be set in a better spectrum. You cannot set a future trend until and unless you verify whatever data that has been collected. Is it well or not? Either you are going the right way or not. So, all this can be done through research. So, research provides you actually a base through which you can verify your data collected. And this is not the least one, is planning. Obviously, those who are good planners, they always achieve better and good results by defining focus, method. Your focus, what is your objective actually? Method, what will be your procedure? And goals, your achievements through your objectives of your educational process. We come to better, comprehensive, obviously compact and practically effective planning. You, if you want to be practical in your planning, if you want to achieve what you have set as your target, obviously that can be done by means of research. If you are good at research, you are good at planning. If you are good at planning, you are good at research. So these are closely related to each other. Research leads to a good plan, and good plan leads to a good action plan. In fact, you cannot act wisely until and unless you plan wisely. And if you want to plan wisely, then you need to do your research in a very good and wise way. That is an indicator. Research, good research is an indicator of a good plan. And obviously, your practical actions are dependent upon your planning. Then problem solving, it comes along with the research. Seeking information in length, in detail, research leads us to problem solving approach. One simply comes up to problem solving after going through the process of research. If you are good at research, if you are going the right way in your research, obviously your approach is towards the solution of the problem, and maybe in future that problem solving can set a better trend. However, research is an even extensive term than problem solving, which is specific to a particular situation. Now, the difference is that problem, again, in problem solving, you have to go into the details. But the difference is that research even is a broader term. It covers more and more, you can say, aspects. The aspects that are covered by research are obviously extensive than problem solving. Problem solving is, you can say, specific to some particular situation. That is actually sort of, you can say, problem solving comes under latitudinal research, you can say, to some extent. And research being, which is actually the longitudinal research, which is the in length research, it is being more suitable for long term solutions. And obviously the immediate solutions, maybe they can be done by problem solving, but for long term solutions, for long term benefits to achieve, you need to do longitudinal research or research based educational processes. Obviously, they can be a better solution. Then, application of updated knowledge. Now, updated knowledge is the knowledge that is obviously related to the current affairs, and that is when you are updated, it means you are quite mobile in your ideas, and you know what is going around, and you have a better knowledge of what is taking place uh, around you, and not exactly if around you, around the world. Knowledge management research has become an independent academic field in which organization generates wealth from knowledge-based assets and work accordingly. So, knowledge management, as I was already telling you, that accommodating the knowledge, since this is a time of knowledge explosion, managing the knowledge is too difficult. So, management of that knowledge research has become an independent academic field. How you have to manage the knowledge through research. So, this is becoming an entirely separate individual discipline and field of academics, which people are looking forward towards in order to solve their problems and in order to generate wealth, in order to make the best utilization of their assets, whether they are knowledge based assets, so that they can work accordingly. Utilization of explicit knowledge create value in performance of employees. So that is again very important, that the value of the employees and the performance of the employees within an education system with the utilization of their knowledge, that is something very important which nobody can do without doing research. So, application of that knowledge can only be made possible through means of educational research. And as I discussed it earlier, in post-pandemic era, now we are saying it post-pandemic. We never know either it's the post-pandemic era or still something is there. In post-pandemic era, in the world of today, educationalists are facing serious challenges. Planners seem quite keen in intelligent fact-finding, analysis, and application of strategies which can prove to be successful. Many of the education systems, they are switching over to online system, and many already have switched over to online system, as this is a technology-driven world. So, this is a big challenge which the entire global education is facing today. In this time, educational research, the pros and cons of this system, the pros and cons of switching over to technology based, totally, entirely online system of education, it becomes a big challenge. This is what we have to go through the educational research. Either we are moving in the right direction, or what can be the possible consequence of this challenge. And that is all for today. That was a short description I today, and I shall be waiting for your questions.
Thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful presentation. It has been very informative for us. Ma'am, it's time for our quiz question answer session. After short video, we'll start our question answer session. Okay, ma'am?
Fine.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Dear participant, participant are requested to ask their question in comment box. Please address speaker name and then after question answer we'll share certification process. After short video, we'll start our question answer session. Welcome back, everyone, in our question answer session. Let's welcome again our ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Uh, Dear participant, if you have any question, you can ask in our comment box. Ma'am, our first question from Chandra Shekhar. What is the difference between case study and problem-based research?
Okay, very nice question. Problem based research is that in which you have to pinpoint the very problem, and you have to go into the detail of that specific problem in the problem based research. While when you are doing case study, maybe your sample is not objectively a shorter one. You may go into slight detail in the case study, and you have to interpret conclusions for to set the coming trends in case study.
Okay, ma'am. Our question again from Chandrasekhar. How are we to encourage our students to experiment, innovation, creativity, and research aptitude?
That is something very important to engage your children. If you want to be a good teacher, obviously you want yourself to be innovative and creative. and this can be done in almost all the different subjects. You can do that by engaging and introducing such activities for your children. For example, if you want to make them good researchers, you may ask them to make a poster for one topic, or you may ask them to make a brochure so that they can go into the details of that very topic. They will find out the details of that topic for making one brochure, for making one poster, for making their presentation, either online presentation, or you can physically ask them to present a topic. Even in the junior classes also, you can produce very good researchers and very good innovators in your class, within your class, by guiding them how to make different presentations, short presentations, and just ask them to find facts about different topics. When we ask them to collect information or to collect facts by newspaper cuttings, by magazine cuttings, or by searching on internet, obviously they begin to do research to some extent. To certain level, they get introduced to the process of research, and making the notebooks colorful through different engagements, through different assignments, can also be a good job.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you for your answer. Then our next question from Rifa Sajid. How can a medical researcher be a good planner?
Obviously, by continuous experimentation, by continuous practice, trial, hit, trial, effort, continuous efforts, by you can say consistency. A mediocre researcher can be a good planner. He or she might not be able to succeed in the very first attempt, but maybe in the second one, in the third one, a mediocre researcher can be a good planner.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank
Ripple.
you.
It was a very good question. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Then our question from Jardam. Good day, ma'am. How does research improve educational practice and raise the quality of school products?
Research obviously can improve educational practices. I already discussed that either you are a teacher or you are the head of any institution. By raising the quality of your educational research practices, you can raise the efficiency within the internally within the education system, and obviously the effectiveness of the institution will be directly proportional to that efficiency of the educational institution.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Then our next question from Evelyn P. Wapiri. Good evening, ma'am. How does research contribute to quality education?
This is what I already answered in the previous question, that if you keep on digging out the facts and figures, and if you keep on improving your measurement, your evaluation practices within the education system, the quality of education within one institution will improve. But if you are going to adopt it largely for all the institutions, and if there will be quality monitoring, then only the quality education can be achieved.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Then next question from Jennifer. Good evening, ma'am. How does research improve our teaching lives?
Research can improve your teaching lives. That is a very interesting question. When you are doing research, obviously you are doing learning. So when you are doing good learning, obviously you are adopting better teaching practices as well. So your teaching, your profession, it keeps on improving if you if you keep on doing research.
Okay, ma'am. Then our next question from Jenny. Good evening, ma'am. What are the things we should consider first to start a research?
Before you do the research, you should just be prepared mentally for data collection. When your mindset is there to collect data, to collect facts and figures, obviously your research will take a very good start. And once you get your data collected, then your analytical approach, it matters a lot. If you are not a good analyst, then that data collection, to some extent, it cannot give you proper benefit and you cannot draw proper conclusions.
Uh, Again, our next question from Chandra Shekhar. How are we integrate teaching and research?
Okay, how can we integrate teaching and research is that uh, this is what I've been giving the whole lecture on, that how can we integrate teaching with research. Obviously, research and teaching are related to one another. While you are doing teaching, you are doing a sort of research each and every day. So not only working upon the children, you are doing a type of research. When you are collecting, when you can say calculating their results, when you are imparting knowledge to them, then a proper numeric basis can also be helpful in finding out the details and in drawing conclusions related to students. And if you have to preserve that data somewhere, then obviously after preserving that data, after saving that data, then interpretation of results, it becomes easier. And there is proper evaluation system which through research can be obtained. And not only as a teacher, then obviously your section heads, your subject specialists, your HODs, and the heads of the institution, as we are doing for our students, they can do it for their employees, for their teachers.
Now, next question from Fall Enjoy. Ma'am, making thesis is as well as action research in challenging. What are your tips to get us motivated and complete it beneficially?
Yes, this is quite challenging. The only tip that I can give here is that your motivation is 100% directly related to your interest. If you are putting in your interest in any job, obviously your interest, it aggravates your effort, and it is your effort that can aggravate your motivation.
Okay, I think we covered all of our question. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your wonderful presentation. It has been very
Thank you so much.
informative. And on behalf of IGP, our profound thanks for taking out the time from your busy schedule
Thank you so
to
much.
present this slide. I know that everyone sitting there was fascinated by your slides. We gained a lot of information in one place. In one place. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Thank you.
Okay, Allah Hafiz.
Yeah, love
Goodbye.
you. Goodbye. Take care. I hope see you
Take
next
care.
time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear participant, now it's time for our quiz webinar code. But today's some of our technical problem. We can't share our today's webinar code. We'll provide the code in a short time. Thank you so much, everyone. Now it's time for our quiz session. It's time for our quiz session. To join our quiz session, first you have to go www.slido.com. Then you have to enter the code, and the code is IGP3, and the code is IGP3. After short video, we will start our quiz session. So everyone join in our quiz session, and don't forget to mention your friends. So let's enjoy our quiz session. Hello, welcome back everyone. Now it's time for our quiz session. To join our quiz session, first you have to go www.slido.com. Then you have to enter the code, and the code is IGP3, and the code is IGP3. And don't forget to mention your friends to join our quiz session. After some minutes later, we start our quiz session. So please everyone join in our quiz session quickly. And don't forget to mention your friends to join the quiz session. To join our quiz session, first you have to go www.slido.com. Then you have to enter the code, and the code is IGP3. Already 51 people join with us. After some minutes later, we start. So please, everyone, join. After some minutes later, we start our quiz session. So please, everyone, join. Already in our quiz session, 55 people join. We are waiting for your joining, so please everyone join in our quiz session as early as possible. To join our quiz session, first you have to go www.slido.com. Then you have to enter the code, and the code is IGP3, and the code is IGP3. After 2 minutes later, we'll start. So please everyone join, and don't forget to mention your friends to join our quiz session. To join our quiz session, first you have to browse www.slido.com. Then you have to enter the code, and the code is IGP3, and the code is IGP3. We are waiting for your joining. Now let's start our quiz competition. First question: European exploration through the mid 5th century. Option 1 suffered from a lack of technological expertise. Second option depended upon the knowledge of the Eastern world. I say the question again. European exploration through the mid 5th century. Option 1 suffered from a lack of technological expertise. Second option dependent upon the knowledge of the Eastern world. And the correct answer is option 2, and 35% people are right. In our dashboard, the top one is Dr. Albert, then we have Jamilian, then we have Anelita, then we have Leah. Now we go for our second long question, and the question is what is a longitudinal study in research? Option 1 repeated observation of the same variables over time. Second option the systematic study of people and cultures. What is the correct answer for this question? Now we go for and the correct answer is option 1 repeated observation of the same variables over time, and 71% people are right. And the top one is Dr. Albert, then we have M.A. Collins, then we have Lomi Ragwal, then we have Julius. Now we go for our third term question, and the question is which experiment did B.F. Skinner conduct to research operant conducting? Option 1 he used an electric grid to train Mike when to drink water. Second option he studied the primitive behaviors of chimpanzees. And the correct answer is option 1. He used an electric grid to drain Mike Coin to drink water, and 61% people are right. And now you can see the top one is Anelita. Then we have Nico. Then in third position you have Dennis Cuento. Then in fourth position we have Charlie. Then we have Amelie. Now we go for our third term question, and the question is educational leadership concerns ELC. Option 1 headquarters professional staff. Second option elected volunteer. Have all a nice again. Answer the question. And the correct answer is option 1 headquarters professional staff, and 83% people are right. And the top one is Anelita. Then we have Nico, then we have Dennis. Now we go for our fifth now question, and the question is which was not an effect of Islamic expansion. Option 1 the diffusion of science, philosophy, and mathematics. And the second option is the conversion of Western Europeans to Islam, which was not an effect of Islamic expansion. Option 1, the diffusion of science, philosophy, and mathematics. Option 2, the conversion of Western Europeans to Islam. And the correct answer is option 2, and 34% people are right. And the top one is Enedita, then we have Abilene, then we have Dennis. Now we go for sixth now question, and the question is the Roman Republic impacted Western Europe through option 1 the concept of governing through laws, second option eliminating slavery. Option. The Roman Republic impacted Western Europe through is it option 1 or option 2? And the correct answer is option 1 the concept of governing through laws. And the top one is again Anilita, then we have Evelyn, then we have Dennis. Now we go for our seventh now question, and the question is which activity should be reported through a pollution prevention hotline? Option 1 storm water flowing into a drain after a heavy rain event. Second option someone dumping used motor well into a storm drain. Now you can see our correct answer, and the correct answer is option 2 someone dumping used motor oil into a storm drain, and 67% people are right. And the top one is Abilene, then we have Dennis, then we have Anilita. Now we go for our eighth now question. The concept of zero, the explanation of the caste system, and the creation of the decimal system are option 1 associated with the Song dynasty, second option associated with the Gupta Empire. And the correct answer is option 2 associated with the Gupta Empire, and 59% people are right. And the top one is Denis Guento Sirso. Then second position we have Muhammad Usman Aslam. Then third position we have Nico. Now we go for our ninth question. How did colonial educational systems differ in Africa and India? Option 1. The British government paid for all public education. Second option, missionaries built schools in Africa but not usually India. And the correct answer is option 2 missionaries built schools in Africa but not usually India. And 64% people are right. And now we go for our last and final question. And the question is how was education provided for children in the South in the early 19th century? Option 1 free public schools are established for both slave and white children. Option 2 wealthy families used private tutors to teach their sons and daughters. And the correct answer is wealthy family use private tutors for teach their sons and daughters. And 37% people are right. Now we go to our leaderboard. In our leaderboard, we can see that top one is Dennis going to Sirso. Then in second position we have Joel Barnasor. In third position we have Veneranda Jordan. In fourth position we have Nico then Asmiro. In fifth position we have Ricky R. Kolima. Sixth position we have Michael Tarashina. Seventh position we have Jamil. Eighth position we have Jian Sarah Mossing. Ninth position we have Arthur R. And 10th position we have Jennifer Agustina P. Magura. Congratulations, our top 10 quiz competition winner. We have all of your name which you entered during joining. We will pick your name from Slido and prepare certificate and post them on our Facebook official page and group within 15 minutes. And our Facebook official page is Institution of Global Professional Free Webinar. Um, Thank you everyone for your active participation. We accept that you all are getting a little bit benefited. Uh, See you in our next session. Till that, stay happy and blessed. Once again, I am Ernie Sakhtar from Bangladesh. Take care, everyone.